Hi, today I'm going to show you how to install masm 8086 onto your Windows computer, on any Windows computer, be it a 32-bit version or 64-bit version. It doesn't really matter, unless you're really using a 64-bit version, then you're really gonna have to install this using this way. So I'm going to install this using DOSBox. So there are three things that you're going to need to download. Show them to you quickly. It's first the assembler files, DOSBox 0.74, and Notepad++. You can use your normal Notepad that comes with Windows, but I prefer Notepad++ because it's so much cooler. Forgive me because I'm speaking kinda softly. My parents are in the next room. They're kinda sleeping, so yeah. I normally work late at night. So I'm going to provide these links up on my blog, and if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can just click the link underneath the video to my blog, and yeah, just go and find these, download these files. Okay, so first of all, let's install DOSBox first. So you can just double click it and start installing it. Just click next, next. You can be like one of those next people. Just click next all the time and install. Because I'm fine with it being in the default directory, so everything is perfect. So now DOSBox is installed. You can check it out by there, or somewhere in here where it says DOSBox. Somewhere in here, over there, DOSBox. Right, so the next thing we can install is Notepad++. I like Notepad++, it's just so much cooler, it's way better than anything else I've used. So this is probably an older version of Notepad++. I don't really care, I just wanted something to program my 8086 in. I don't really use icons, so just click it for the fun of it. Right, so while this installs, I want you to download this file, this 8086 assembler. You'll find the link on my blog, or you can just Google it. Right click on it and extract it to local disk C, to a folder called 8086. Yep. Or you can just say C drive, just a C drive. That should be fine. And then say OK, and it's gonna extract. And if it doesn't ask you for permissions, then all your settings are right, and it's gonna extract to a folder called 8086. You can open it up, and you should have all these files. So this is the files that we're going to need to edit or to install, well, to assemble and link our masm 8086 files to turn them into exe files. Okay, so that's installed, Notepad++. Now I'm going to show you how to edit and save an ASM file. So I've already got an ASM file that's saved, but we can go through the normal things. I'm just going to type in Notepad++ here, and then it's going to open like this, and then you can open your ASM file, or you can start a new file over here, new file, open file, whatever. I'm going to open a file because I've already written one out, and it's going to take a while for me to write one out again. So the file that I'm looking for is called hello2.asm. I'm going to save this, open this, and this is how your masm 8086 file looks. This is just a hello world file, so all it does is it just prints out hello world. Now I'm going to show you how to save the file, so you can save as, or just save. I always go to save as, so that I make sure that it's always in the directory that I want it to be in. So when you write out the file, write out the name of the file in the file name area, and then select .asm from file types. If you're using Notepad, the best thing for you to do is as follows. When you save as, go to file types and change to all files, and then you can save as hello.asm, exactly like that, and just hit save. Right, so now I need to save the file hello.asm. If the file already exists, it's going to ask if you need to replace it. Just say yes if you want to, or no if you do not want to replace it, and then just save it under a different name. So now we've opened our file, we've shown you how to load the file and how to save the file, and now I'm going to show you how to how to assemble the file and to link it to turn it into an exe file. So as you can remember, I extracted the 8086.zip file into C drive 8086. So I want you to just remember that path over there, that path. So now when I run DOSBox, just run it, start it, and it should start up like this. Okay, so now I'm going to mount C and C drive 8086. So I'm sure you're familiar with what this does. It mounts the directory C, the path C, as that. So this folder now virtually becomes a drive called C drive. So then I can say enter, and it says drive C is mounted as local directory C drive 8086. Right, so now we can just change drives over there, and now if you dir, you'll notice that this is the directory that we're going to be dealing with. So now, just to make things shorter, I'm going to copy the asm file that I've edited. It's called hello2. I'm going to copy this into C drive 8086 just to make things faster for me. I'm sure you know how to change through directories, and if you do not know how to change through directories and call programs from different directories, just look it up on YouTube or anywhere, just Google it. The days of the internet. So now we need to assemble and link that file to turn it into an exe file. So first of all, I'm going to run masm, because that's the file I'm going to need. Now you don't need to write the full extension, but you can if you want to be pedantic and write out masm.exe, but I'm not going to do that, I'm lazy. .asm. So, and now it's going to ask me if I have any object files, and no, I do not have any object files. I do not have any source listings. I do not have any cross references. Now over here I just wrote out masm, and then my first argument was the name of the file, of the asm file that I need. Now you need to write out the whole asm file, including the .asm extension at the end. Right, so now you'll notice that you have an object file in here, an obj file, and you do not need to worry much about that. Now I need to link the file, so all I do is I type in link, or you can type in link.exe, whatever suits your fancy, and just hello2. So it's the name of the asm file without the extension, or whatever you had as the obj file. Enter, and now I can say run file. I can give it a new name in there, .exe, or I can just keep it as the default, which you'll see in the square brackets over here. But I'm going to leave it as that, so I'm just going to press enter. Enter again because I do not have a list file, and enter again because I do not need any libraries for this. Now you'll notice that there weren't any errors over there, so that's why I can link the file. If there are any errors, then you just need to go back and fix them by editing the ASM file. Right, so now that I've assembled and linked the file, an exe file should have been made, and there it is over there, an application file. So now all I need to do is I need to run this application. Running it by double clicking it is not really going to work. It's just going to open and then close. Or because I'm using a 64-bit version, I'm going to get this error message telling me that I'm using a 64-bit version and it can't run a 16-bit file. So now to run it, I need to run it in DOSBox. Or if you're using a 32-bit computer, you don't need to worry about that. You can double click on it, but it's just going to flash and close. There's an extension that CND needs, I think it's a /K or something, that doesn't run when you double click on the exe file. So let's run this. hello2.exe. That's it. You can press tab and it will write out the whole file for you, and just that's the file. That's how it's written, and it's run, and that's it. So that's how to install masm, how to edit masm, well, the way that I find best, and how to assemble and link the file. There's also another way of editing the file, which you actually use the edit file that came with 8086. I can show you how to use that quickly. Right, so when you're in DOSBox, you use the normal mount command. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to do this every time unless you can find some other way of making it default. Right, so now I'm ready, and you'll notice that there's a file called edit.exe.com. So you don't need to write out the .com also, because, I mean, okay, it's not necessary. So I can write out edit and then give the directory of the file that I want to edit. So the file I want to edit is in this directory, so I don't need to have any other nonsense characters, and I was looking for hello.2.asm, and I can tap enter and it will give me an edit file which I can use my mouse in just by clicking it. You'll see it gives a cursor for the mouse, and then I have mnemonics for shortcuts, and yeah, it's basically a very simple editor that you can use. It's very simple with the file menu. You can just go there and say save or save as, and remember to include the .asm extension at the end when you save this file. Okay, and that's about it. See you again for the next tutorial.